It is an underground world where everything from drugs to guns to murder are for sale with a few keystrokes. The dark web is described by law enforcement as the Amazon for anything illegal, and federal agents in Florida are trying to shut it all down.
The News4Jax High team was invited to South Florida to go inside the headquarters of the Drug Enforcement Agency to reveal what's being sold day and night in this dangerous cyberspace and to explain what a highly trained team is doing to keep our community safe.
News4Jax investigator Eric Avier joins us with what he has learned. Eric?
Yes, I learned that going after criminals on the dark web is like walking into a room wearing blindfolds and then starting a conversation. You know someone is in there, but you can't see them, you can't identify them, and this is where the cyber unit comes in. It's here inside DEA headquarters in South Florida, where a handful of undercover agents from the Miami Field Division are part of an elite cyber unit created nearly 2 years ago to infiltrate market sites on the internet where drug dealers are using the dark web to traffic illegal narcotics. An undercover agent we will call Jane says going after these dealers on the dark web is extremely difficult compared to going after dealers on the street.
On the dark web, sometimes we have no idea, even when we do an undercover buy, where the drugs are going to come from. We don't know if they're going to come from overseas, if they're going to come from whatever state.
That's because the dark web offers anonymity to both the dealer and the customer. Jane says users are anonymous because their IP addresses are constantly bouncing between multiple computer servers located outside of the U.S., making it hard to determine the origin of any given address and who it belongs to. So agents spend months and sometimes years trying to track suspects and collect evidence.
We have to develop several innovative techniques.
Jane is not able to provide specific details about those techniques without compromising current investigations, but can say they follow the money trail, or in some cases, the cryptocurrency sometimes used to make illegal purchases.
We do develop tools and techniques to trace cryptocurrencies.
Opioids are the most common type of narcotic being trafficked on the dark web. Is it solely just opioids?
Opioids is a big thing, but we have a lot of synthetic narcotics coming out of China. We have fentanyl, we have marijuana, MDMA, all the same drugs that you see on the streets, you'll see on the dark web.
Dark web market sites have sections where people can post reviews. The better the review, the more popular the market site. Jane says the most popular generate an estimated $1 billion a year. We can't show you those sites without hindering active investigations across the U.S. and abroad, but sellers are bringing in the big bucks.
We do have intelligence stating that the administrator of one of these markets makes about $400,000 per week in just commission fees.
That's a lot of money.
Right, and just the fees.
And while people selling illegal drugs online are making millions, many buyers are overdosing and dying. Jane says once she and fellow undercover agents arrest a vendor, they use a non-scientific way of tracking fatal overdoses to drugs bought on the dark web.
We were actually able to get their client lists. So, shipping addresses and names of people that they sold drugs to all over the internet. And we were able to compare that to obituary listings, and one vendor can be responsible for 20 to 40 overdose deaths.
But the trafficking of dangerous narcotics is not the only thing agents are finding on the dark web. Illegal firearm sales and murder for hire is also available. This is why the cyber unit is made up of multiple task force agents from ATF, the FBI, Homeland Security Investigations, U.S. Postal Service, and U.S. Secret Service.
The benefit of having a cyber unit with several federal agencies is every federal agency has their specific mission statement. So if anything has to do with terrorism or arms trafficking or murder for hire, the appropriate agency will take lead on investigating that specific crime.
Now, agencies in other countries often assist the cyber unit because cases that are currently open here in Florida and even across the U.S. often have ties overseas. Now, you think of it this way, they are sharing information to infiltrate places that are now the Amazon Prime of anything and everything illegal. Reporting live, Eric Avier, Channel 4, the local station.
Moms and dads, you're probably wondering how kids are getting on the dark web. Well, it's not through browsers like Chrome, Firefox, or even the Internet Explorer. There are special browsers needed, and one of the most popular is Tor. The three-letter Q you need to be looking for on your child's computer or device. you'll see the onion in the logo. It's a symbol for the original software called the Onion Router. So you'll find more information like this right now, news4jax.com, as well as what to do if you find out your child has installed the software and the reality of what can be found if he or she is gaining access to the dark web. Look for the story on the homepage of news4jax.com.